De Gea gate, what a shit show that was. You know as soon as you put the gate on the end of it and it starts to trend on Twitter that there's going to be some absolutely fantastic reactions, and the internet had a beautiful field day yesterday, as they do when it comes to something like this. It was honestly comical. So in terms of the logistics of it, no one fucking knows. Manchester United are blaming Real Madrid. Real Madrid are saying Man United sent the paperwork too late. So the internet explodes in the best way it does by just responding fantastically with all these tweets and memes, which I'm going to document for you guys because I can tell you the logistics of it. Can talk about whether De Gea is going to what this is going to mean for him. But the bottom line is, this is hilarious because it only happens with Manchester United as well, especially in this transfer window in which they've been tipped to have signed Pedro and then not signed him, and then it's just been up and down, left and right. It's been fantastic. So the first one, Real Madrid trying to open De Gea paperwork and that got a solid 709 retweets. Fantastic. That was from Brief Sport there. The next one for me resonates so well because I used to have a computer like this in which I was trying to send files across and it was unbelievably slow. 1,000 retweets, rightly so. Brief Sport again following up. Florentino Perez trying to open the David De Gea paperwork at 23:59. Unbelievable. I'm going to skip over Brief Sport because it seems like they're just getting all the best ones. This is from at Sports Breakfast. Signing, #MUFC unveil a new club advisor after De Gea deal collapsed due to files being sent to Spain in wrong format. It looks like you're trying to make a last-minute transfer deal. Need some help from TalkSport. The weird speech / awkward reaction from Louis van Gaal, which was the Player of the Year awards for Manchester United. I think he had a few too sherbets before it. Nice suit though, to be honest, and a bow tie. Ed Woodward asking, what do you think about sending the paperwork through a minute too late? LVG responds, yes! We go for it! Max Rodriguez, or at Football Intellect, a live shot of Real Madrid executives. So creative. Why can't I come up with these? Why cannot I come up with these? And then we're going to go through. So even some of the players, this is the best thing about this, is the players got involved. And this is when it starts to escalate and the players show that personality. So Andy Cole, famous Manchester United striker, saying, did at Rio Verde delay the paperwork on De Gea move to Madrid? And then he posts an Instagram picture, which we will throw up right here. Robbie Fowler got in on the action. There's absolutely no chance that that deal hasn't gone through if Real wanted the player. Relevant documents will miraculously appear. #power. So we're starting to get into the details about what players actually think about this. So they're not exactly taking the comedic route, but just trying to document that they think Real Madrid didn't actually want De Gea, and that's why they stalled it. I do not believe that, however. And then Didi Hamann, former Liverpool legend, how two of the biggest clubs who negotiate a deal for De Gea for weeks failed to get the paperwork done in time is beyond me and beyond everyone else. Haman, I have to agree with that. And then Georgie Bingham says, this De Gea story is just absolutely brilliant, like a carry-on movie. 15 retweets is a bit generous for that. And it just pains me to go through all the memes and tweets without throwing up a standard image of Phil Jones, and I would imagine that the tweets and memes would fall along the lines of Real Madrid fans when they realise that De Gea is not actually coming, and this picture speaks 1,000 words. So there you have it. Those are some of the best memes and tweets that circulated, but I guess to end the clip, we have to actually give you some of the logistics about it, and I think Real Madrid are absolutely pissed off. So people that believe that they didn't actually want this transfer to happen, I have to say that I disagree, because when you look at this statement, they have documented point by point 10 points why they believe that this was Manchester United's fault. So I'm going to read through the statement. I will breeze through some of the words and logistics, but I'll give you the fair gist, and we'll throw up obviously the image of the statement. So Real Madrid, after what happened yesterday in relation to attempted signing David De Gea, Real Madrid want to clarify that, number one, Manchester United did not open any channel of negotiation for De Gea until yesterday morning. So they're already blaming them for not allowing them to make the transfer sooner. 2, despite the difficulties involved in completing an operation of this nature on the last day of registration, Madrid agreed to open those conversations. 3, when Manchester United opened that channel of negotiation yesterday morning, they did so as long as it included reaching an agreement for Real Madrid player Navas so that he could join the British club this season, and they informed us that they were in contact with the player's representatives. So last day they try to involve another player in it. It's going to get complicated, but this isn't the first, or it won't be the last time that this has happened on deadline day. That's why it is chaotic. Number 4, Real Madrid and Manchester United quickly reached an agreement on the transfer of both players after the corresponding necessary contractual documents were drawn up. Blah, 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 blah. And the registration for sent to the contacts to Manchester United at 13:39 Spanish time. So plenty of time for them to look over the documents, I would say. Manchester United handed over their amendments to the contracts 8 hours later. So they're saying that they took decades to send this documentation back. So according to their statements here, it's clear Manchester United were, I don't know, trying to delay this, but for me that doesn't really make any sense, because if De Gea finds out these logistics, he's going to be very similar to Berhinho at West Brom and not want to play for the club if they hindered this transfer. So including some small modifications, as they were not significant, they were immediately accepted by Real Madrid with the intention of registering him in time, both in the TMS and the LFP. So, having got the signatures of De Gea and Navas, Real Madrid sent the English club the contract signed at 23:32 Spanish time and then waited to receive the final contracts back from them signed by Manchester United. Manchester United reached a final agreement with Navas representatives at 23:53. 23:53 is for those Americans that don't understand, like, I don't know how you guys call it. Is it like 24-hour clock time or army time? 23 is actually 11:53, because what you think about it is there's 24 hours in the day, so 12 o'clock it's 24, you minus 1. It's 11. So there's that explained for you guys who don't understand 24-hour time. Spanish time, and it was then time when the contracts were given to the player for him to sign. Manchester United put the details of the Gea transfer, but not the Keylor Navas transfer, into the TMS at 0.00 Spanish time, while Real Madrid simultaneously delivered the signed transfer contract agreements. Real Madrid received the complete documentation at 00.02. So that is 12:02 a.m. and tried to access the TMS, but that was already closed. So at 12:26 a.m. Spanish time, the TMS automated system invited Real Madrid to complete the details of David De Gea, given that the registration period in England was open until today. In the face of the possibility of conflicting regarding the player's transfer, Real Madrid decided to deliver the contracts to the LFP, even though they knew that the transfer deadline has passed. Thus, Real Madrid has done everything necessary at all times to complete both transfers. What do you guys think? Who's out of order here? Is Manchester United out of order? Is Real Madrid out of order? Is everyone out of order? It seems here from The Guardian that a lot of the blame has been placed on the Reds. And for me, even if there was some conspiracy behind it, they wanted to keep hold of David De Gea. Will David De Gea continue to play for Manchester United? He is the one that I feel bad for, because one, if he does begin to play, which he might well do if this transfer does not miraculously go through somehow through UEFA adjusting the rules, blah, blah, blah. Who knows what's going to happen. If he does play and he happens to have one error. That's it. He doesn't want to play for us. He's just throwing goals in the back of the net. He's obviously, his allegiance lies with Real Madrid. And then even better, imagine Manchester United draw Real Madrid and happen to play against them later in the competition. How funny would that be if this transfer doesn't go through, or even if it doesn't go through January or whatever it is? That would be hilarious. Then you get a real controversy right there. But that's me just wishful thinking that something like this would potentially come to play. But let me know what you guys think. Do you think this is one of the most comical examples of a transfer embargo in the history? Is there other ones that stand out to you most? I remember, I think it was Darren Bent wanted to leave, and he took to Twitter that he was basically calling out everyone, I think, at Tottenham, because he wanted to leave, and calling them every name, saying that this is bullshit, blah, blah, blah. That was pretty comical. So, Berhinho as well, as we know from the transfer window today, the England under-21 international wanted to go to Tottenham, and he has vowed never to play for West Brom for rejecting that bid. So this is where it comes to the discussion about who's got the more of a say over their contracts, the players or the owners and the clubs, because it seems that when a player doesn't want to play, he's not going to play, and he wants to move no matter what. So I feel bad for him as well, because his career is going to hit a bit of a rough patch, similar to De Gea's, I think. So let us know, comment section below. Transfer deadline day madness. Subscribe.